I don't mind admitting that car manufacturer press materials are not always the most exciting of documents. But I think Tesla has knocked it out of the park with this one, if I may. The Model 3 Long Range rear-wheel drive can travel a full kilometre on the energy it takes to heat a frozen meal in a microwave. That means that this latest Model 3 electric saloon can go 701.6 ready meals on a single charge, which is a little further than from London all the way up to Edinburgh. Now, that's genius in a way, but I just can't imagine someone going up to someone and saying, "Nice car, mate, how many lasagnas will it do?" Let's revert to a more comprehensible range measuring method. This car will do a smidgen over 5 miles per kilowatt hour of energy from its 78 kilowatt hour battery, which means it has a range of 436. And that is the WLTP figure, which is a controlled test. In the real world, you're looking at a bit more like 360 miles. These stats make it the most efficient Tesla built to date, and in fact one of the most efficient EVs full stop, and with prices starting at $44,990, it's also one of the cheapest compared to its rivals by several £1,000s in some cases. And when you do have to top up with electrons, it will charge at a rate of up to 170 kilowatts, which is decently quick, if not class leading, and is enough to get it from a 0 to 80% charge in about half an hour. And it's worth noting that the dual motor version can charge up to 250 kilowatts. The other benefit is that you get access to Tesla's entire supercharging network, which is a doddle to use and often less than 2/3 the price of other charge point operators. Now, last time we tested a Tesla, we were moderately impressed with how easy it was to live with on a long road trip and how grown up it felt. And that was a 3-year-old example for £23,000 before all these latest upgrades. If you'd like to watch that video, by the way, click up here. It was over 8 hours of driving, diesel versus electric. And anyone who would like to do the maths, find out how many lasagnas that is. Anyway, this is the Highland Model 3, as this latest update is called, and prices are creeping below £30,000 for used examples. So, do these updates mean, brace yourself, is the Model 3 the finest in its class? Can we taste the difference between this car and the old car? And does the smart price represent essential value for money? I promise I'll stop now. I promise. Well, it's all still very minimalist, which will be fine if you like that sort of thing, but can make it feel a bit bare if you don't. It's also similar in design to earlier Model 3s, but we've got more edgy, swoopy door cards covered in fabric, slightly redesigned seats that are less squidgy than they used to be, but more supportive. The whole thing feels better built again than the older car. We've also got no stalks. Yes, from 2024, Tesla has kicked up its drive for minimalism another notch and gotten rid of the indicator stalk and the drive selector. And this newly designed steering wheel features the indicator button here and the windscreen wash just here. Now, that seems a bit weird at first, and you might get a little bit flustered at roundabouts initially, but you get used to it, and then it just becomes your norm. The same goes for the new gear selection system. You put your foot on the brake, and I will put my seatbelt on just in case it doesn't go into drive for a safety reason, and then you just slide it forwards into drive, slide it back into reverse, and then tap. I'm parked. You can also put it into something called auto shift, and it uses cameras to look at your surroundings to predict which way you're going to go. Tesla, can you also read my mind as well? As for the rest of the massive touchscreen, well, it's super sharp, impressively responsive, and all the important driving information is tucked along here on the right-hand side, including your next set of directions if you've got the sat-nav active. That being said, the lack of dedicated driver's display or even an optional head-up display is an issue when it comes to following navigation directions. Another issue is that the climate controls and volume controls are accessed via the touch screen, which can be a little bit fiddly to use while on the move. And even if you would like to open the glove box, you have to press that button. Is it really worth it for this supremely buttonless cabin? In the back, it is a similar story of greater levels of minimalism and improved comfort. So the seats are a little more reclined than they were before, so that's very comfortable. And you get this little mini screen here, so you can adjust various different controls, including the climate control. And as Model 3s have always had, this fantastic panoramic roof, so I can just stare at the trees. Very lovely. Oh no, I'm going to tell you about the boot now. When it comes to boot space, there's rather a lot of it. The opening is quite small, but there's 594 litres of boot space here, thanks to this extra bit under there. By comparison, a BMW i4 has 470 litres and a Kia EV6 has 490 litres. And it's worth noting while we're here that it really does feel like a teddy bear. It's very soft. I like it. Well done, Tesla. Although the weird position of the indicators and the drive selector mean your first few miles in a Model 3 may feel quite alien, you quickly get used to it and then it feels very competent. It's certainly fast enough. Even in this long-range rear-wheel drive form, it will dip under 5 seconds to 60 miles per hour, and the surge of acceleration doesn't let up before you get to motorway speeds, which isn't always the case in slightly less powerful electric cars. And when you do get up to motorway speeds, it does a very good job of feeling very hushed because it suppresses the noise of the suspension and the road noise. And despite having frameless windows here, you can't hear the wind noise through the door sills, which you often can with windows and doors like these. Very impressive. Away from the motorway, the Model 3 handles with real aplomb at around 1,800 kilograms. It's one of the lighter large electric cars out there, but even so, its poise is impressive. You can actually feel the extra weight of the battery, but the steering is confidence inspiring. The fact that you don't have a motor driving the front wheels makes up for the extra weight of the battery because you get a sharper turn-in than you get in the four-wheel drive models. So this long-range rear-wheel drive Model 3 might just be the sweet spot in the lineup. There's no doubting then that the Model 3 is a seriously capable car, and these latest improvements put it right up there with some of the best rivals. Sure, a BMW i4 will be more fun to drive and a Kia EV6 has slightly more rear seat passenger space. But the Model 3 beats them all hands down for efficiency, ease of use and value for money. There are some caveats though. If you are going to take a plunge on a Tesla Model 3, make sure you're comfortable with some of the more quirky design features and that very minimalist interior.